Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are all fine. In this video, we will discuss the difference between Coulomb's law and Newton's universal law of gravitation. We have studied in the last session that Coulomb's law gives the force of attraction or repulsion between charges separated by a small distance. It says the force of attraction or repulsion between charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. On combining these two expression, we get the final expression which appears something like this: Q1 Q2 upon R square. Now, on removing proportionality, we get this equation which we call as Coulomb's law. Here K is a constant included here on the removal of proportionality. Here K is nothing but proportionality constant, which has got a value given something like this: 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and its value is 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. Newton's law of gravitation talks about the force that acts between two masses separated by a small distance, separated by a distance r. Here I take a force. Here F is the force of gravitation, gravitational force, which is found to be directly proportional to product of masses separated by a distance r. Which is so, this force F is found to be inversely proportional to square of distance between them. When we combine these two expressions, we get a new expression which appears something like this: m1 m2 upon r square. F is directly proportional to m1 m2 upon r square. Now, when we remove proportionality, then we include a constant along with the equal to sign. The constant that I include here is the represented letter G, which is equal to so this expression is obtained something like this. Here, this equation that you see here is called as Newton's law of gravitation. Now, G has got a value similar to that of K. Here, G is nothing but gravitational constant. It has got a name. It is called as gravitational constant. Gravitational constant, and its value is 6.626 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Next up, here when we talk about this force, Coulomb's force, the force discussed in Coulomb's law is nothing but electrostatic force. Here F is something but electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. What is this electrostatic force? Electrostatic force is one which exists between charges. If you take two charges, then the force that exists between them is nothing but electrostatic force. The similar way, the force that exists between any object is nothing but gravitational force. Nothing but gravitational force. So here, F stands for gravitational force. Stands for Gravitational force. Correct? And next thing, when we talk about electrostatic force, there are two possibilities. This electrostatic force may be attractive or repulsive. So this is either attractive or repulsive. When it will be attractive, when this force will be repulsive, let's find out. This force will be attractive between unlike charges. If you have positive charge near negative charge, then these two charges will attract each other. So unlike charges attract, different charges attract, whereas like charges, same charges, if you bring positive charge near positive charge, they repel, they move away. In a similar way, if you bring negative charge near negative charge, they will also repel each other. So, electrostatic force is either attractive or repulsive in nature. Whereas, when you talk about the gravitational force, it is only attractive in nature. Gravitational force always attractive in nature. Always attractive in nature. They are always attractive in nature. Next point says that electrostatic force is stronger than gravitational force. Electrostatic force. I write it as EF. EF stands for electrostatic force. Electrostatic force is always greater than gravitational force. GF stands for gravitational force. And you always remember this. Gravitational force is the weakest force in nature. Force is the weakest force. Weakest force in nature. Next, 8th point. It says that Coulomb's law is applicable only for charges at rest. Yeah? Charges need to be at rest. At rest. Applicable for objects at rest or in motion. Suppose if you come across charges which are not at rest, they are in motion. In such case, along with the electrostatic force, one more force gets added up. What is that? The force that gets added up with the electrostatic force is nothing but Lorentz force. Lorentz force acts when charges are at rest. When charges are in motion. When the charges are in motion, a new force gets added up with electrostatic force. Coulomb's law is applicable for very small particles. You can say applicable for tiny particles. Whereas Newton's law of gravitation is applicable for any kind of objects, whether the object is small in size or it is big in size. Irrespective of that, it is applicable. It obeys Newton's third law. It obeys Newton's third law. We know what is Newton's third law. Newton's third law says that every action have equal and opposite reaction. This is what Newton's third law says. I will tell you how it is applicable in case of Coulomb's law. Suppose I call F as the force acting on charge 1 exerted by charge 2. This is F1 2 vector. Then this will be equal and opposite to the force acting on charge 2 exerted by charge 1. This will be equal but opposite. So I place a negative sign here. So this implies Newton's third law of motion. Clear? Whereas in case of Newton's law of gravitation doesn't obey Newton's third law. It does not obey Newton's third law. I hope this video is useful. If you have any kind of doubt regarding this topic, kindly put your questions in the comment section. Thanks for watching.